So now that you've thought about those questions and you had a minute to process them, I just want to make this connection with the way that we buy things now versus how things have happened during the time of the Silk Road. I just wanted to make that connection for you because I want you to understand how important the Silk Road was to the people of that time and how that basically got this whole thing started. This whole trading and buying and selling and idea trading and things like that. I just want you to understand just how important the Silk Road is in society and how much it has actually shaped the way we buy and sell and talk about ideas. Now, of course, we have the internet to trade ideas and things like that. And then we have, of course, all the different stores that we could go to get the material things. But look at how far we've come. I mean, that takes guts to actually think about the fact that silk was valuable, first of all, that there were people who wanted silk and they needed to come up with a way to get the silk from point A to point B. And they had to create that route all on their own. They did not have Siri to ask them, where's the nearest mountain range? Or how far is the nearest desert? Or about how many days will it take before I get to find water? You know, all for silk. So I'm asking you guys, do you think it was worth it? I mean, would we have Amazon had we not had the Silk Road? I mean, there are just some questions to think about on that, right? Would we have as a sophisticated as a supply chain that we have now had we not had the Silk Road? I mean, there are many things that we have now that we have because people had thought about this stuff before we even existed. And I think that's a really cool and very, very powerful connection. And so, just as a quick recap here, in case you didn't catch everything, I'm going to do a quick review, okay? So, as a quick review, the Silk Road was a trade route. It wasn't an actual physical road, but a series of trade routes. Okay, trade routes. The Silk Road happened under Emperor Wuhan in the Tang Dynasty of 7th century BCE. BCE stands for before Common Era. Okay, there were many things that were traded there along that road, and silk was the primary factor that got that road going. Okay, high demand for silk. They needed to get it to the places that people wanted it. Okay, it was very top secret information. The process of developing silk was, and so the length of the road, Xi'an in China to Antioch in Greece. Okay, there were very many people that traveled along the Silk Road. Ibn Battuta, who was a famous Muslim scholar, and Marco Polo, just to name a couple. Who Marco Polo was a Venetian merchant. Okay, goods like spices, animals, and silk, of course, were traded along with ideas and germs. So, Black Plague, Silk Road. The merchants carried the Black Plague along the Silk Road into Europe, and that's how Europe caught the Black Plague. Okay, and so I hope you found this lecture interesting and that you can make some modern connections with the way how we do things like ground shipping and how all of this actually got started with the Silk Road. And I want you to make that connection and I want you to understand that history does matter. And I hope you found this interesting. And I will see you in the next lecture.